since all of the progression occurs within the void itself. Mantids almost reach Ire, but I wanted to go over here, it will give me time to show it off. This is what happens when a sister is being attacked. Quite a big incentive to go over there and help her out, eh? I'm just going to drain this garden. Be back in a snip. I got a decent amount of most colours. Now let's go sort out Mantid. When the situation is this severe, reasoning is a hopeless exercise. There's only one way to stop it. I'm going to have to put an end to the first brother we met, the first one to attack a sister.
Listen to the revelation, young one, and don't be tempted. Follow the true path, and you'll be glorified alongside all the righteous ones, and the secrets of being will reveal themselves to you.
Just one more assurance, one more promise he's made while simultaneously trying to destroy us indirectly. Obsessed with manipulation, he's saved all his hostility for his actions. He must have known I would fight back, and now that he's endangered his sister, I'm happy to oblige.
The sisters are afraid of death, yet they preach murder and suicide. They demand a noble sacrifice from you. But at what price? Something of real value is always expensive. You have to give away a great deal. And to give a lot, you must first take a lot. That's what your creation is doing. It's killing the life that gave birth to you and breastfed you. Sisters are murderers. And you follow in their footsteps, even when their wild intentions become clear. That's why, young one, you would be better off dead before you ruin everything. Come with me.
Even now I'm just a problem to be resolved. He expects me to be put down willingly. I do have to kill this world to create a new life, but that life will be worth 10 of these voids. I'm not just telling myself that. Seeing the agony that's being wrought here, I know it's an indisputable fact. I've already defeated Mantid once in an early bonus video, so I'll try to show off anything I missed, including which attack glyphs are effective. So, pretty much just like I do with any other brother. And I know his attacks by now, so I won't bother buffing myself with defense or excess color. Let's go!
Amber, black-filled wilderness, chaos of maelstroms, foam-waking laughter, riding up the vortex's edge. Open to the heart of thy lowly servant. To the righteous will of the seeker of thine guidance. Meet blood with blood, tabby breaker. Bind. Crushing flesh, twisting mind. Constrict. Feed your thirst. Bury him under heel. Kill. Cold-blooded Argent, unbendable backbone, treasury of the forsaken kingdom, patron of the takers, strength of the servant. One who listens to thee, searches for thee and is blindly obedient.
The start of this fight isn't too interesting. He doesn't become vulnerable until he starts feeding it on those droplets that just appeared. Once he does begin feeding, he's entirely harmless unless you get too close. So this fight is all about dealing as much damage as you can whilst you have the chance. That sounds obvious, but it's definitely more so here than all the other fights. This is a tactic forged in pure molten genius. Please note that genius loses its potency during an exothermic reaction. This is doing quite a large amount, since it's easy to judge when an owl will hit when you're standing so close to him. In order to enter this position, you need to move in as he's raising up to his feeding stance, or you could shield yourself and just run straight underneath. He's about to finish, so I best prepare myself for an attack. Look how quickly his health bar regenerates. His projectile won't explode until it hits something, so a shield works best. That was an excellent view of his attack, which he does when he's finished with a droplet, or when he gets bored in between droplets. Right now there's a second one, so he'll move straight onto that. But sometimes just the one droplet appears on the battlefield. He has a second melee strike. It's provoked by approaching from any side other than his front. That will usually ensure you don't try too hard to stand underneath him. I know exactly where he's going to stop, so I'm going to go ahead and set up a ritual again, since there are very few times that I'll actually give it a go. I believe it's the first one that dictates how much damage is done to him. It would have made more sense to choose Amber, but he was in the grey, I couldn't tell. That was pretty effective, but I couldn't use the ritual too many times. You see, the problem with Mantid is he heals himself so quickly that the time it takes you to draw the glyph and wait for the projectile to hit him allows him to mitigate a lot of the damage. So just simply drawing on him is the most effective tactic. That's arguable, of course, it's just in my experience. Now we can see how his misshapen body is stapled together. You can only injure him by hitting the area around his torso. Attacks just bounce off the stilts. That makes glyphs like the Sentinel next to useless, and things like the Wasp are very hard to aim, as you saw at the end. More reasons why painting is preferable. Not even the Mantid, who greeted us and spoke on behalf of all brothers, has our true heart. So just to round this off, I'm going to show what happens if you fail to rescue a sister in time.
Why feel sorry for these unborns, right? Who cares what she was dreaming about? She's not the last. But there won't be a second one like that. Never.
Yanni is still crying at this point in my playthrough, but Ira has stopped forever. It's just as empty as Sister Death's, and I have full access to Ire's realm and the other sisters' chambers. I can still head into a garden, but there is no point whatsoever.